Coming up on Mountain News at 6, a bill that increases roadside safety has been reintroduced in the House. Why tow truck drivers say it's important. And a flood relief group in the mountains is getting ready to host more community meetings.
Temperatures today were in the 60s and 70s, and I hope you got out and enjoyed it, because tomorrow we're going to go back into the 40s. Details coming up.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
Tow truck drivers in Kentucky have been pushing for side-of-the-road safety since losing one of their own in 2024. House Bill 282, or Troy's Law, would allow tow trucks to have rear-facing blue lights on their trucks for an extra layer of protection. But supporters say they are frustrated the bill has not advanced so far. Maggie Rickerby spoke with them today.
No, we're not giving up.
For the second time, House Bill 282, or Troy's Law, was introduced in Frankfort. As of right now, it hasn't been heard in a committee. Bubba Johnson, owner of Bubba's Towing and Recovery, says he feels like progress is at a standstill.
I just really wish the state would show up for the towing industry.
If passed, the bill would allow tow truck drivers to have rear-facing only blue lights activated when responding to a scene. Johnson says there's little room for error when tow truck drivers are working on the side of a busy road.
Most people's traveling at 70+ miles an hour on these highways, and it just takes one mistake and then it's cost somebody their life.
And sadly, it has. In September 2024, the towing industry lost one of their own. Troy Caldwell worked for Jerry's Towing and Roadside Assistance.
This is the truck that Caldwell was driving when he was struck and killed on the side of I-64 when he pulled over to help a woman whose car broke down.
We worked together for 5 years. He was like a brother to me. Troy was a good guy. I mean, he came to work every day smiling. He left every day smiling. He loved helping people, and he got killed doing what he loved doing.
Jerry Cantrell is now the sole tow truck driver for Jerry's Towing.
I didn't hire nobody back. You can't replace Troy.
Cantrell, too, has been advocating for Troy's Law.
If you just save one person, it's worth it.
His message to drivers is to slow down and move over.
Give us some space. Let us work. Let us do our job so we can get home safe and get the people we're helping home safe.
Maggie Rickerby, WKYT.
House Bill 282 currently has more than 15 co-sponsors. A new bill was introduced yesterday that would prohibit certain sex offenders from participating in Halloween. House Bill 594 is similar to House Bill 42, which was introduced last year and has the same co-sponsors, Representatives Chad All and TJ Roberts. The bill prevents a sex offender who has committed a crime against a minor from participating in Halloween-related activities. That includes wearing costumes, attending costume parties with minors in attendance, or any event involving giving candy to minors. Violators would face a Class A misdemeanor for the first offense, then a Class D felony for further offenses. A new development in the case against former Letcher County Sheriff Mickey Steins. His defense team filed a motion requesting that the possibility of the death penalty be excluded from trial if he has a serious intellectual disability or serious mental illness. The motion was filed yesterday by those representing Steins. We have much more about this at WYMT.com. Steins was charged in connection with District Judge Kevin Mullins' death back in 2024. 2 people were charged in connection with an infant's death in Owsley County. It comes after Kentucky State Police finished a lengthy investigation. Authorities initially responded to a 911 call in November of 2024 about a woman having a miscarriage. The couple told authorities that the baby was still at their home. The infant was found unresponsive at the home and pronounced dead by the Owsley County coroner. Deanne and Charles Bennett were charged with reckless homicide and concealing the birth of an infant. Deanne Bennett is also facing charges of tampering with evidence and abuse of a corpse. Police in Southwest Virginia are investigating a situation in which a man reportedly shot himself following a chase. Wise County Sheriff's deputies were notified about a be on the lookout alert from police in Ohio. Ohio police say Kenneth Phillips, who was wanted in connection with a sexual assault investigation, was on US 23 heading south. After a failed traffic stop, police say they began to chase Phillips. He eventually stopped after police laid down spike strips. They say Phillips then shot himself. A firearm was recovered between the driver's seat and Phillips' leg. Well, it felt just amazing outside today, likely giving many folks like me a little bit of spring fever, and meteorologist Eric Dean, I believe, is also among them. He's live for us tonight outside the station. Eric, weren't you doing snow angels out there about 2 weeks ago?
You know what, Steve, it was 2 weeks ago. I was standing right here doing snow angels. Not the case today. Matter of fact, quite the opposite end of the spectrum. We had temperatures in the upper 60s and low 70s. This is a scene right now. 50 degrees, feels like 50 out there as well. Again, a beautiful evening out there right now here in Hazard. We have a little bit of cloud cover out there. Look at that temperature, 68 degrees. Our wind is out of the south-southwest around 10 miles per hour. Visibility, not bad either. Temperatures across eastern Kentucky, we're already at 70 in Manchester, 68 in London, 67 in Monticello. Jonesville's at 63. Pikeville is at 68. All is quiet now, but that will be changing as we go throughout the evening hours. Notice that rain starting to push its way into the Commonwealth. We'll see maybe a rumble of thunder or two across portions of eastern Kentucky, but the majority of it will be a rain event. Now, as we go to the weekend, rain chances will pick up. We'll time that out coming up in the first alert forecast in a few minutes. Steve.
All right, thank you very much, Eric. Well, as we approach the 1-year anniversary of the February 2025 flood, officials in Floyd County are asking the community to help create a resource to keep folks safe during floods and other natural disasters. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has more on that.
The Floyd County Flood Relief Group is working to prepare for potential disasters, hosting a series of community meetings to touch base with those impacted by flooding.
What we want to do is encourage all of our community folks to come out if they were flooded, if they were not flooded, because if you live in this county, you are probably some way affected by flood waters. The group received a $100,000 Climate Smart Communities grant, so the county is partnering with Ohio University and the Mountain Association to open conversations in the community about where and how flooding has been an issue. And we're trying to take all of that information and create a flood map to be able to help us to build on that, to be able to look for more grant opportunities to actually build a community resilience hub. Officials say it is one project in a larger emergency preparedness plan and the first step toward establishing a community resilience hub by creating a map to identify safe spaces to escape during emergencies, medical support locations, where to find food and water, and other crucial resources.
They'll have something that they can take a look at and see hot spots, areas that are of concern and areas that are not of concern, and something that that individual can read, not something that you have to have an engineering degree to understand.
The group hosted one public meeting last month, and 2 meetings are set for next week, asking community members to be part of the project.
You're the folks that live in these communities. We need to hear your concerns. We need to hear where there's water issues, where there's not water issues.
Organizers say the work is all about getting ahead of the next disaster, whether that comes in the form of an ice storm, wind, or another flood.
To be proactive, because we know, sadly, that it will flood again. So what can we do to help mitigate? And then what can we do that when it does flood, that we'll be ready to more aggressively and quickly assist our people?
In Floyd County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
The next meeting is set for February 18th from noon until 2 p.m. at the Floyd County Library in Eastern. The final meeting is set for February 19th from 6 p.m. until 8 p.m. at McDowell First Baptist Church. A new boil water advisory was issued for folks in Wayne County, West Virginia. It was less than a week ago when residents were told they could begin using their water as normal again after flushing their pipes. A town employee in Wayne says this is due to low tank levels after a raw water pump went out. They say they're working to repair the pump right now, but that after those repairs are made, they will need to do additional testing. The clock is ticking for expecting mothers who are upset a hospital in Lincoln County is about to lose its birthing center. Ephraim McDowell Health says they are consolidating services, which is impacting Fort Logan Hospital in Stanford. People there say the hospital is losing an option that is much more than a convenience and could even violate a decades-old agreement. Carolyn Rothwell's son was born at Fort Logan Hospital's award-winning birthing center, but now Ephraim McDowell health leaders say they need to consolidate services to better meet the needs of mothers. These mothers say that cannot be true.
And if this is the kind of compassion and lack of consideration that we're shown by the main hospital in our area, what's it going to look like 20, 25 years from now?
The decision is slated to take effect Monday. Ephraim McDowell health leaders say they are working with providers to ensure there is no disruption to care. Registered nurses at 9 Appalachian regional healthcare facilities in Kentucky and West Virginia voted in favor of ratifying a new 3-year contract. National Nurses United officials say the contract, which was voted on January 23rd, would improve nurse recruitment and retention members with the National Nurses Organizing Committee. Another aspect of the contract highlights wellness days, which would allow nurses to take days off without penalty.
All right, this is the scene right now in eastern Kentucky. We have plenty of sunshine, temperatures right now in the 60s, some places still in the low 70s, but that changes as we go into the day on Wednesday. Details on the first forecast coming up.